I will start at the beginning. John Wick 1.
Chapter 1?
Chapter 1.
No, this is just John Wick.
This is straight up
John
straight up John Wick. Straight up John Wick. Okay, so first off, Keanu Reeves is great. It's great to see him back. He hasn't gone anywhere, but I feel like what's the term going around the internet right now? The Keanu sense, the Keanu sense, like the Renaissance.
Yeah, the
Renaissance of Keanu.
The reconnaissance.
The reconnaissance.
Matthew McConaughey's.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess
we're getting the Keanu.
I don't want to call it a Keanu-sense, or whatever. Yeah. That's a hard one to say.
It's a tough one to say. I see it, and it's funny to read it, and then I try to pronounce it, and I'm just like, it's not happening.
I don't necessarily see it so much like that, I guess, because, like, with Matthew McConaughey, I would say, yeah, that was a reconnaissance, because, like, he was literally churning out almost the exact same movie.
Just burning garbage.
Yeah, just like, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, and, like, Ghosts of Girlfriend's Past, like those kind of rom-com movies where he's essentially playing the same character all the way through. And in most cases, he's playing Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
And dialed up or dialed down form, so he's still just kind of very much himself. But then you get, like, in between those movies, you'd get, like Sahara, which should have way better than it did.
Oh, that was so fun.
Because that was a great movie.
So fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then all of a sudden he starts doing I guess he kind of just, from what I understand, is he looked like his agent or whatever. He's like, what the fuck, man? Like, I used to get all these awards and stuff, and people just think I was a great actor. And then apparently his agent was kind of like, hey, look at the fucking scripts for the last 10 years. Then what? Because again, this is the guy that was in Contact, and he was great. And he was I always liked him. Never had an issue with him. But then, so that I would see as a reconnaissance. I don't think Keanu's ever really done bad movies.
No, but he doesn't go away, but he kind of just fades into the background for a while, right?
Yeah.
He had
but that's what I mean. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make.
He had Speed and Johnny Mnemonic and all that, and then it kind of just faded, and then came back with The Matrix.
Yeah, and then just
big time, and then kind of just to the background.
Yeah.
Again. Bill and Ted at the beginning.
But I don't think he's ever really stopped. In between The Matrix and John Wick, he never really stopped making movies.
No, he took a break for a while. He took a break and he returned with that back-to-back of what was the number? Something Ronin.
47th Ronin. Yeah.
47th Ronin, and then that one he directed.
Oh.
That
I can't remember now.
But he came back because he took a break.
That's right. He did kind of took a break, but since 47th Ronin, he has not stopped.
No, at all.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so
John Wick, Keanu's back. Awesome, loving it.
Actually, okay, so I'll interject really quickly. So when I heard about John Wick, it literally I immediately was like, oh, okay, so it's another one of these super old retired assassin special forces guy.
Yeah.
Who's the best of the best. He gets dragged into the one last mission, gets double-crossed.
You're kind of like, oh, I guess Liam Neeson is busy.
Yeah, I was kind of okay, because, this Taken, I won't say that Taken was a game changer. Taken was just another version, of that Bourne-style movie that was just really well done.
Exactly, yeah.
But it had Liam Neeson, and he did a really good job in it. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that's a game changer. But it was but then because of Taken... Then you had, what was it, The Gunman with Sean Penn? Was it The Gunman?
Yeah, The Gunman. Yeah, or something like that.
And other movies like that. Even Kevin Costner was in one, 3 Days Dead or something like that.
Yeah, 3 Days to Kill.
3 Days to Kill, that's right. That's right. So I was kind of
we kind of had a bunch of those.
I was like, oh, okay, I don't know. And I mean, you see the first poster. Poster looks awesome. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't until I saw the trailer where...
The trailer was...
But the scene that I'm talking about for me, the trailer part that really got me to want to see this movie was the scene where John Leguizamo's character, Tulio?
I got it here.
Aurelio, yes. Aurelio. So he is receiving a call from what you can only assume is the top head crime boss.
Yep.
And he goes, hey, I understand you hit my son. And he goes, yeah, your son stole John Wick's car and killed his dog.
Yeah.
And the response is, click. He doesn't go, oh, or you shouldn't have. He doesn't say anything. He just goes. Yeah. And that right away, I was like, huh. So then, when you see the fight scenes and stuff like that, you're like, okay, this feels different. This doesn't feel like those other movies that I had listed, where you're just kind of like, I don't know. And now I'm like, okay, I kind of want to see this movie. My wife and I, we were just freshly moved in, so we had a month free of like movie channels. Mm-hmm. First movie I'd recorded to watch forever, Man of Steel. Second one, hadn't even watched it, but I saw an extended trailer before it came like on the channel. John Wick. So I was like, yeah, fucking right, we'll watch this. Yeah. Instantly fell in love with this movie. Like, right away. Mm-hmm. There was, like, just something about the opening moments where, like, he's with his wife.
Yeah, it's very... It's a really, like, I don't know, like a heartwarming beginning, I guess. It's a
heartwarming slash heart... It's a weird way... It's a weird way to start an action franchise.
Oh, big time. Big time. That's, Bridget Monahan, who I always love. Yep. She's always such a great actress.
And the other thing I like too is like I think you're about half hour in before you actually get a fight scene. Yeah. So again, like if we want,
because it's all talk, right? Like you hear like John Wick can do this, John Wick did that, John Wick like oh beware of John Wick. But you're not seeing any of this. You're just seeing a guy drive around in his car with his puppy.
That's right. Exactly.
Love and life.
Well, actually, at that point, we don't know John Wick really. Like, aside from what we saw in the trailers, we don't really... It's only after that we start hearing about it, you know?
We get that scene of him going in the shower and you see the tattoos on his back and you're just like, woo, this guy was into some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who is this guy?
Yeah, what has this guy been doing?
Yeah.
When I saw that scene, it immediately reminded me of, what is that Viggo Mortensen movie?
Oh, yeah, History of Violence.
Yeah, no, not History of Violence.
Not History?
The one where he's the Russian mobster.
Oh, and Eastern Promises.
Yes.
Eastern Promises.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good movie. Mm-hmm. That was really good. Anyway, so, but yeah, so, like, I got that vibe right away, and I was like, oh, fuck, this guy's done some shit. Yeah. This guy's done some shit. But it is a really weird way to open it, because, so you have this, I'll say bittersweet moments with his wife, because you could tell they love each other. You know that she's sick, you know she's dying, and then, of course, she dies, and you're just like, holy shit, right? Because, again, like I was saying, like, we expect or at least I expected the movie to be, like, former assassin, special forces guy brought in for one last tour, gets double crossed. Yeah. Because that's pretty much every fucking movie.
Every single one of them.
Every single one of them. In fact, I think I literally just laid out the plot for The Gunman, and I've never watched the movie. I did not want to see a roided out Sean Penn kill people.
I never watched it either. There was just something about it that was like...
Well, that night, I think...
And then I forgot about it.
I think at that point I had already watched both Takens and The Grey. Yeah. And I was already kind of like... I mean, like, the old guy, or what they call it, the octogenarian action star or something like that. I was like, it works in small doses. Like, it worked with Liam Neeson because you'd never seen him in that before up until Batman Begins, right? And it's kind of cool that led into that, right? But also, even he said himself, he's like, I didn't think it was going to be, I just said, hey, pay me this much. They paid me that much. Yep. I did it, and it exploded. So...
He had some stinkers along the way, too, though. In that, like, he's done, like, what? Probably close to 10 action movies.
He had, like, a resurgence. From Batman Begins on, he was, like...
And he was already, what, 60 when Taken was shot?
Yeah. Well, Taken 2 isn't that great.
Taken 2 isn't that great. Taken 3 is really not that great.
No, Taken 3 is garbage.
It's bad.
It's really bad. But then again, we're also dealing with a guy who's also now even older. Yep. So you have to edit around him as much as possible. Mm-hmm. But
Nonstop was really good.
I heard Nonstop was really good.
It was like Speed on a Plane.
But there's the Amnesia one or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That one was all right.
I didn't really care for that one.
It was all right.
I can't even think of the name. It had something to do with corn in it. Something about that movie.
think you might be right. But anyway, let's not get too sidetracked. So,
Liam Neeson and Corn, we're not that sidetracked. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. This is pretty much a lateral move for us. But, okay, so I said, a weird way to open the movie, but the second that you get this scene where the one guy goes, like, nice car type of thing, you're immediately like, oh, I forgot to mention, because we're falling in love with John Wick and the dog.
Yeah.
We're falling in love with that,
beagle.
and we're just like, oh my god, like, and we're also falling in love with him with the dog, because
and that was beautiful.
Yeah.
His dead wife sends him a dog.
Oh my god, I was like,
she doesn't want him to be alone.
I was like, man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Especially because when you realize the life he had lived prior to her.
So now this isn't just a dog, it's the last thing he ever received from his wife.
Exactly.
Ever. Exactly.
So then it's, nice car, how much? And he goes, it's not. I love that the guy says in Russian, he goes, he calls him something about a bitch or something like that. He calls him a bitch, and he goes, this bitch is not for sale.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. And then you get the home invasion. They fucking beat the shit out of him. Yeah. Kill the dog, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't see it.
I know.
But the whole, you hear the cry, and then the next shot, like, fades to black, and then it opens up, and you just see that blood trail. Yeah. Where the dog crawled itself to him. And it's, oh, man.
I was like,
I'm getting teary-eyed just thinking about it.
And like, I'm a guy that, like, when a dog is, or an animal in general is going to be killed, I generally don't like the movie because of that. Yeah. But I've said in the past that this is different because of what he does because they killed his dog. Yeah. You know? And I always kind of like, they still think it's about the car and the dog. It's about the dog. Yeah. The dog was, like you said, and like we all know, it's that last thing that he had of his wife that he could have
the car,
stayed out of.
He loved the car, but the car was a thing.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
You took his wife from him.
But I mean, so then, like for me, from there, it just goes fucking crazy. Like it just ramps up. Just like you got the one
Michael Nyqvist as Vigo, the main bad guy. He calls in all these guys.
Before that, I'm talking like when the kid shows up at Aurelio's chop shop. He's like, look at this. Yeah. Look at this. And he's just like...
Alexander was like, where'd you get that car?
Yeah, where'd they get that car? Oh, some fucking dude.
And he's like, yeah, where'd you get the car? And he's just like...
He's just like, I don't know, some guy. I killed his dog, too. He's like, oh, tough guy here. You killed his dog. Punches him. Yeah. And you know that this is a douchebag kid. You know he's like a big shot of some sort. You don't realize until you watch the movie, but you're like, there's something. He's part of something. Yep. So for him to, like, he says, like, when my father hears this or whatever, and he's like, okay, fine. Yeah. Fine. You know? And then you get that awesome scene where he goes, he stole John Wick's car and killed his dog. Mm-hmm. Oh. Click.
Does he say
I think he says oh. Yeah, he says oh. That's right. In the trailer, he doesn't do that, but in the movie, he says oh. And it's just like, that's fucking hilarious. Then, now we start to hear about him. Yeah. Now we hear, it's like, because he says Baba Yaga, and he's like, nah, he's the boogeyman. He's like, no. John Wick is who you send to kill the boogeyman. He's like pure will. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like pure, 100% focus, pure will. I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar with a pencil. A fucking pencil. And you're just like, holy shit. Like, they're really talking him up. And normally I'll complain when directors talk. When they say something is really cool instead of showing it. Because it's better to show than tell, right? Mm-hmm. This one, I'm glad that they sat there and said, no. Like, the things he did to get out laid the foundation for an organization that we still benefit from today. It's like, holy fuck. And this is while he's saying this, John Wick is sledgehammering his basement to get to his secret cache of money and guns.
And his gold coins.
The gold coins. And I remember right away looking at the gold coins and I was like, that's interesting to have gold coins. Like, you had gold bars, you had guns, and I was like, but the gold coins, I was like, that's interesting. But up until this point, this is a standard movie set in what we feel is the real world, right? Yep. So, of course, Dad's got to do something. I love that he beats the fuck out of his son, too. Oh, yeah. Beats the shit out of him, and he's just like, you killed his dog. Yeah. Like, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna come and kill you.
His dad said that to him, right? That was the last thing he ever got from his wife or something?
Yeah, that's what he says.
Yeah.
He's like, so, like, the whole reason he got out was for her, and she died, and that was the last thing she gave him. Mm-hmm. And you took that from him. And he's basically kind of like, you're dead. Like, I can't really, like, this is John fucking Wick. Yeah. I'll do what I can, but you're probably gonna fucking die.
I'll send in guys.
Like,
they won't return.
I'm gonna be sending a ton of guys that are gonna die. Yeah. Hopefully enough will get lucky, and you won't die, but you're probably dead. Yeah. And then that fight scene in the house, like, that fight
first scene
sets the tone.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Finishes every guy with a headshot. Boom, 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 boom.
Double taps, a lot of double taps, but even just what struck me right away, and even this is like different from movies like The Raid and stuff. Yeah, that long style shots. Yeah, very much influenced by the Eastern.
Big time. Yeah.
Big time.
Which, I mean, like, Keanu.
What was it, The Man from Nowhere, where you had that one side cam shot of him running out the window and jumps out and it lands with him as he's landing?
And your stomach's just like, whoa!
And what was the other one? Violetta? There was that chick action flick recently. I can't. Vendetta or something like that. I can't remember what it was. I mentioned it to you and I thought it was really good. And they had a couple of long shots like that.
Oh, yeah, what was
you know the one I'm talking about now, right?
Yeah,
really good. That one was really good, but they had a lot of shots like that too. Yeah. But anyway, so we see these like long shots, and remember, like I said, we have not gotten past a point where we're having like multiple cuts in a fight scene. Mm-hmm. So now we're seeing like dragged out fight scenes with small cuts here and there, but they're still largely like open fight scenes, and some of these are incredible. Like, he's doing judo takedowns, rolling with them. He's got this guy pinned down. Then it's like chest, head, then head. You know what I mean? Like, and they're brutal. They don't shy away from anything. No. Like, it's a lot of just like, oh God. And he lays out everybody that's trying to kill him in his house. Cops show up, and I'm like, holy fuck. How the fuck is he going to get out of this one?
Hey, John, you working again?
Opens the door, there's like bodies and blood and stuff, and he looks like he's just gotten his ass kicked. It's like, hey, John, can I complain about the noise or something like that? And he goes, sorry, or something to that effect. And he goes, just leans in, and I'm like, what is happening? And he goes, John, you working again? And he says, something like that. Something like that. He goes...
Because he doesn't say he's back until later on.
That's right.
People keep asking me if I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know I think I'm back.
Yeah, I think I'm back. I'm like, that Keanu Reeves like delivery. But I just love that he goes, something like that. He goes, okay, all right. And then calls the cleaners. No, orders takeout. That's right.
Orders takeout.
Yeah, and then they come in. Yeah. And the cleaners show up, and it's what's his face from The Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah. T-Bird? Was it T-Bird? Mm-hmm. Fire it up. Yeah. Fire it up is the head guy. Yeah, T-Bird. I geek out when I see those. All those actors, every one of them I see in that movie, I'm like, oh yeah, you're still doing this. This is great. But yeah, so I was like, what kind of, like, this is weird, right? And then immediately, he goes from his house to the Continental. So, now we're getting a lore to this movie.
Yeah, it's opening up this whole friggin' mythology. So you're like, wow, okay.
In a half an hour, we've established that John Wick is this fucking badass, okay? Then, in about 6 to 10 minutes, we see that he's a fucking badass. Yep. And then, we get an interesting look at this world that he lives in, which could almost be like the world we live in, just in that seedy underbelly. But yeah, like I said, the second the cop was like, huh? Alright, carry on. What? Like, what? The cleaners show up, you're like, well, this is crazy, but then it's the Continental where I go, this is crazy cool. You know, the extra added twist.
For killers, where you can't kill on the ground.
Yeah. There's no conducting business on
business. Yeah.
On the Continental, on Continental ground. So, and I was like, man, that's really cool. And so then you introduce... Well, now we've got the other people that are working for the crime boss.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, and that was really interesting, too, because, like, they're all kind of like... Well, I mean, like, I don't want my son to die, but he's probably going to, but they do whatever they can, and we got Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, and you know what? Every time I rewatch the first one, I always forget that Defoe's in it. And then when he pops on the screen, I was like, oh,
yeah,
Defoe's in
exactly.
this movie.
And,
right, yeah, he's the sniper.
I know, and I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And, but so now you get that fight scene, and you're just like, okay, so fuck, like, what's gonna happen next, right? And then it's just, you get a bit more story from the Continental aspect, but even just when you get, what's her name? From the Orville.
Adriana
yes.
Palicki?
Yeah, yeah.
I always like her acting.
She also actually just got married to her Orville co-star.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations when you'll never see this.
Yeah.
Although, The Orville is an amazing show.
Yeah, still haven't seen it.
To be honest with you, I actually almost didn't give it a shot because I was like, I don't know, Seth MacFarlane doing his take on Star Trek, like, I mean, maybe as a movie, I watched it, and I think it was the second episode in, they touch upon some heavy shit.
I heard that.
There's Seth MacFarlane stuff in and around that show.
Yeah.
But they actually hit some heavy beats in it, and I was like, holy shit. So now I'm excited for the third season. So anyway, a little bit of a tangent, timestamp. But but then we get that awesome fight scene between her and John Wick, and he's fucked up. Like, he's still kind of healing from the beating he took in his own house. And she's, like, going for it and everything, and I was just like...
Well, she fought him, though, after he went to the nightclub.
Oh, yeah, that's right, sorry.
So that's why he's so beat
that's
up.
Right.
But he gets to the nightclub.
I forgot about the nightclub, but hold on a second, I want to say real quick, I love the tailored suit aspect.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought that was really cool.
That's really cool.
And, like, even the fact that it's armored, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's a really cool take. Yeah, you're right. I was getting my order mixed up with the nightclub.
So that's why he was really beat up, because he takes a beating at that nightclub. But it comes down to his heart, but it's Kevin Nash is outside. He goes up behind him.
Yep.
And
he goes, I think you should take the rest of the night off.
And he says, thank you, Mr. Wick.
I know!
And he leaves.
But so, like, that's another aspect, too, where it's just, like, just that extra added bit where now you see, like, he's a fucking elite killer.
Yeah.
But he's also, like, he's giving people opportunities.
Yeah.
He gave Nash an opportunity to walk away, and he goes, I love that he goes, thank you, Mr. Wick.
Yeah.
Out, gone, and you're
going
like,
home.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, live to fight another day.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to see him in the second or third one, though.
Yeah. Well, hey, it looks like they're going to keep going forever. So.
Yeah, well.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So,
and then you get that awesome nightclub fight.
But here's the other thing that I love about the movie, too, is the color palette.
The blues and the pinks.
And the largely, like, almost neon, almost like Blade Runner-esque look to the city, to the fight scenes, like, and you saw bits of it in Atomic Blonde, but, like, that nightclub scene was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And especially because I'm like, well, yeah, of course they're going to top the house scene.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to top that. But I didn't think they were going to just, like, literally smash it. That was such a great fight scene. Mm-hmm. You know? And another thing that I loved is it's hand-to-hand combat with guns.
Yeah.
And for a guy, like, for you and me, like, we're probably one of the few people in the entire universe that has watched Equilibrium. Mm-hmm. Very much, I was like, man.
Gun fu.
This is like gun fu to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, although Equilibrium was awesome. Where they're literally just like, shoot you, so that I can shoot this guy, shoot that guy, shoot this guy, and then while I'm moving, I'm going to dodge every single bullet. I was like, this is fucking awesome. This is great. At least here, they acknowledge, okay, he's going to get hit, he's going to take hits, he's going to get shot at. However,
he's got the armored clothes on.
His armored clothes, his actual ability, like, oh man, that nightclub scene was fucking crazy. I think what I'm going to do is after this, I'm going to go home, probably watch John Wick again.
Probably watch John Wick.
And then tomorrow, probably watch John Wick 2.
Yeah, see, I rewatched both of them right before the third. I wanted to be fresh going into it.
Yeah.
And same with Adrian. She came with me to watch the third, and she forgets.
they don't.
Movies aren't as special to her as to me, so she kind of just
Michelle is the same way. So like for her,
I got more important things to keep in my memory bank, which is fine because I'm not putting that important shit in mine. I'm thinking about my movies.
Thank you for keeping up with that, our lovely wives, because we're not. But yeah, the nightclub scene was awesome, absolutely awesome. Yeah. But the one part where I actually was like, I don't know how he's going to get out of this because they have Willem Dafoe in and around the outskirts, right? Mm-hmm. You know he's a sniper. Yep. You know that. You know he's got a soft spot for John. Yeah. Well, even when they introduced Ian McShane's character, Winston, right away.
Tell he's got a soft spot.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. And you know what I love too is that like we talk about a lot of people talk about a lot of the superhero movies as being characterless. They don't really have characters. They play character types, and then it's just them in these big, huge, crazy scenes, right? Mm-hmm. Every one of these characters are characters. You know what I mean? Yep. And within seconds, you get a feel for their character, and you kind of go, okay, this is what that person's going to do, right? Which is really, really smart and well done. Like, this is very much like the Bourne movies in the sense that it is one of the best written, off-the-wall action movies. Yeah. You know, the premise is simple. The characters aren't. They're human beings, and they're all living in this weirdly interesting world, and they're all just like incredible. Like the reason why I think John Wick works so well is the same reason why Bourne works so well, is that he's fighting guys that are in and around the same level as him. Yep. So any one of these people could kill him, and he gets beat up. Like the nightclub scene, like he's fucked up. Oh he has to be repaired. He's
bleeding and
you know, he's drinking booze.
Hit that floor hard.
Pills and everything. Yep. Like, you know, he's fucked up. And the same with Bourne. Like, there was times where you felt like Bourne was either just that much better, or got lucky. Yeah. Which is like, oh wow, you know. And it's I think why I'm really enjoy the last string of Mission Impossible movies, because they've gotten away from Ethan Hunt being
a superhero,
unstoppable, to actually being like he could fucking die at any point in time.
Lucky.
You know? Yeah, exactly. Like, and it did start with Ghost Protocol, even though it's not one of my favorites, but it did definitely start there, and then ramped up with the last two. So I like that. I love that these are not 80s Schwarzenegger or Stallone types where it's just like, sure, I will take out 1 million people and not get hit once, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, okay. So then getting to that scene where where she's beating the fuck out of him in his hotel room.
Oh, hard.
Just gross too. Like she was great in it though. For somebody that doesn't play bad girls that often that I've seen, she was great. Like I hated her instantly. Yeah. Instantly, I was like, God, you're hot. I fucking hate you though.
Perkins. That was a great fight. That's a great fight. And the whole time Defoe's watching it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she kills, no, that's later. Because Richard Roundtree's in there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Shaft, motherfucker. Little appearance.
Yeah.
But...
he was Shaft, right?
He was Shaft.
Yeah, that's right.
The original Shaft.
Yeah, that's right. So, don't let me forget. I gotta talk about Shaft, actually. But anyway. But yeah, so you have that scene where, like, she's broken the rules. She's conducting business on Continental grounds. But I love when he beats the fuck out of her, takes her out into the hall, and calls for pickup. Yeah. Because there was a complaint about the noise, right? And he's just like, yeah, I need a pickup or something. And then Roundtree is just like, you want a hand with anything? And he flips him a coin and goes, you want to watch her? Yeah. You know? I was like, oh man, that's so cool. But then we get to the daytime scene where like now he's got the high powered like semi-automatic. Yep. And he's taking on these guys in the daytime, and I was like, man, this is just visually awesome because
just jumping up on the hoods of the cars and just
but like it's in the middle of the day, so you get the awesome afternoon light. Mm-hmm. So it's a contrast from the nighttime with the blues and the reds and the neon like stuff, which I love. But this was like it's almost grittier because it's in the daylight, right? And then they capture him, like they fucking grab him, they tie him up, they put the bag on his head. I was like,
because he got hit by that car.
Yeah,
he went flying,
and he was fucked. I was like, holy shit, how does he get out of this? Then the sniper's hit, and I was like, oh, Willem Dafoe,
to the rescue again.
All right, this is great, so good, and it's at that point that the movie kind of dips a bit because, of course...
Yeah, you got a little bit of slowdown now.
Yeah. I love this.
Kills everyone. He kills
I
everyone.
love that stealth bit though. When they're playing the video games, protecting they're supposed to be protecting him,
right?
And it's just like,
yeah,
and they can't hear
shit. Take them all out.
He's taking them all out, and then at the last second, he takes him out. And I was like, huh. Yeah. So you're like, okay, well, it's obviously not done. Yeah, he's done.
Because he gets Vigo, and he's like, tell me where your son is. He's like,
no.
Yeah,
and then
he
does it. But I love that slow scene where he does it, and as the whole crew is getting killed, he's rolling up a joint.
Yep.
Lighting the joint, smoking it, and then it's just like, yep, I got my son killed.
Yep, my son is dead.
Yep, and I mean...
And that could have been it for him. Like, he was free.
It could have...
John was letting him go, but then he couldn't leave it alone.
He had to.
He had to. He had
to be fair,
after Defoe.
Word would have got out that he got his son killed.
Yeah.
And, yeah, sure, that's going to make you look like a bit of a badass.
Yeah.
But that's also going to have people going, yeah, I think we can fucking knock him off his perch, right?
Yeah.
The second that he meets with Defoe, though, I was like, oh, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're dead. But the only real negative is the last fight scene with John Wick versus Vigo.
Okay.
And the only reason for that is because I didn't feel... Well, they didn't do anything to make you think that Vigo could physically match up with John Wick.
Yeah.
You know? Like with Perkins, she's in the same line of work as him.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't give a fuck about the rules. Her fight with him was gross. You could have seen him lose to her. You'd be pissed, obviously, because it would make for a terrible movie, but you wouldn't be like, that makes no fucking sense. Whereas in this one, I mean, sure, like, Wick is still beat up. Like, he's still beat the fuck up, okay? But I was just kind of like, it was almost like, I felt like they dragged it a little bit too long. If it would have been like like, maybe you got a couple of quick hits, and then it was just like, over. Yeah. Then I might not have griped as much. But that was the only thing. But I do like, my favorite part, though, one of my favorite parts, is the bookend. Because it starts when he's dying. It starts with
him dying, yeah.
You know, and you're like, holy fuck. And then it picks up to him dying again, and he busts into the pound.
Yeah.
As soon as he busts into the pound, I'm like, he's getting another fucking dog.
He gets another dog.
He's getting another fucking dog. And he gets a fucking, like a... Pit bull dog. Chocolate brown pit bull.
Adorable looking dog.
Looks adorable.
Adorable.
You know what his name is? Good Boy.
Good boy.
That's amazing.
Yep.
As soon as he grabbed that dog, I was like, oh, this is great. This is great. And that's it. So we wrap up one of the best action flicks in recent memory. For me, like, since Skyfall, I would say. Skyfall is one of the best action flicks I've seen in a long time. Mm-hmm. American action flicks.
Oh, American action flicks.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I mean.
I thought you were about the American with George Clooney.
That was garbage.
That was very good.
That was not very good at all.
No.
And I watched it wanting to like it.
Yeah, same here. I was like, it's got a cool poster art.
The other thing I didn't like, one of the things I didn't like the most about the American was they actually made it sound like it was this beautifully shot movie. It wasn't. And there was nothing that I was like, wow.
I found it ultimately boring, and I found that the end kind of just like left me going, okay.
It was boring for one. They did absolutely nothing to make me care about any of these characters.
Yeah.
At all. Like we'll use the Bourne Identity, for instance. I'm the guy that when you said, Matt Damon's in an action movie, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Matt Damon.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I watched the movie, and like I said in the previous Camcast, I didn't really get it at first. You know, I was expecting, like, wall-to-wall action, and when I didn't get that, I didn't expect it. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, Ken. It's not that good.
Right. And plus it came out the same summer when he was doing that competing thing with Ben Affleck with Sum of All Fears.
Yeah.
So I was comparing the two of them.
Yeah.
In which case I went, Sum of All Fears was better.
And it was. At the time.
At the time.
But then I watched The Bourne Supremacy. I was old enough and I was in martial arts at the time, so when I watched Bourne Supremacy, I'm like, then I rewatched Bourne Identity. And then I was like, you're dumb, Chris. Yep. You are dumb.
You're dumb.
So But as an example, so if we compare the American to the Bourne Identity is beautifully shot.
Yes.
Those long shots of like Paris and Berlin and all these other like not even like tourist spots, because like what's his face, the director, Gilroy, Tony Gilroy. No, he was a script writer.
Director is for fuck's sakes, what's it?
Edge of Tomorrow director.
Edge. Doug Liman.
Yeah, Doug Liman. So Doug Liman actually said, like, I wanted to show different parts of Europe that we don't normally see, but still have beautiful shots. And I'm like, these are beautiful. The American, not so much.
Yeah.
Boring. Nothing boring about John Wick. And even though, like I was saying, like the last fight scene, the last boss fight, was a bit of a letdown. In the sense, not a letdown, but in the sense that I was just kind of, but I don't believe it. I don't believe that this guy could kill him.
Yeah.
That's the only
But I
thing.
also believe, like all the sub-bosses were the real bosses of the movie. He was just a little bitch at the end of the rope.
Yeah, no.
John knocked them all off.
Yeah, that's true. No, it's very true.
Got to the prize.
Yeah.
Who he was going to let go.
Yeah, no, I know.
But then you killed Willem Dafoe.
One of those just like, well,
don't kill Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, don't ever kill Willem Dafoe.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
Just leave him alone. The entire cast is amazing. Ian McShane, Lance Reddick as Charon, the concierge at the Continental.
Who is not even British.
Not even British. I saw that guy on the TV show Fringe, and I've loved him ever since.
Never watched Fringe.
Oh,
I know. I've heard.
So good. The music. Tyler Bates and Joel J. Richard. I don't know who that guy is, but Tyler Bates I've always loved.
Yeah.
He's done Guardians 1 and 2. All of James Gunn's movies. I love his music.
The soundtrack is amazing.
The fact that he used Marilyn Manson's Killing Strangers as like a theme throughout the movie, it was such a great theme. Like when John's driving over the bridge and they got that Killing Strangers playing, I was just like, oh, this is really good.
And for like a Manson fan, like for myself, like not too many people know I'm a Manson fan, but I am. I'm a Manson fan. Not only am I a Manson fan, but I also respect him as an artist. Yeah. You know, like, you might not visually find him, like, you might be freaked out by him, but that guy pushes the boundaries and he makes music. Yeah. But great music. But man, like,
his stuff today is like almost Alice Cooperish.
Everything
so well written
about this movie from top to bottom is so well done. Yeah. You know, and it's a shame that The Equalizer made more money than this movie. That was a bet I love The Equalizer. That was a bit I lost, actually.
I love The Equalizer.
The first Equalizer was good.
I still haven't seen the sequel.
I haven't either, and I don't think I'm going to.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it.
You know what? I might if it shows up on Net. I'm not going to go out of my way.
But you know what? The only thing the two movies have in common is they came out at the same summer. They are totally different movies.
Yes. Yeah, very much so. But the one thing I will say, though, is I think it'll depend on the order, because I watched John Wick first.
And I watched Equalizer first.
Exactly.
And there it is.
Yeah, and that's it right there. Whereas I think if I would have watched Equalizer first, I might.
But now I've bumped John Wick. I enjoy John Wick a little bit more, I think.
Well, because I've watched the Equalizer since. I've watched the Equalizer since, and I still like it. Yeah. But I don't have that like feeling of just like now I feel like I could take out 3 guys at a bar with a fucking pencil. Yeah. A fucking pencil.
Fucking pencil.
You know what I mean?
I feel like, you know how you say like the ending of John Wick was kind of let down? I feel like the ending of Equalizer was its big moment. Yes. So Equalizer was kind of had a slow throughout, and then they had that big moment with the killer music playing. Yeah. Just
strolling through the fucking...
Just epic. Using everything in this hardware store as a weapon.
The hardware's fire stuff. The sprinkler system is working. I was just like, man, that just looks visually cool. You're right.
Visually amazing.
You're right.
So whereas Wick, like the whole movie is just balls to the wall insane, and then you get that ending where it doesn't live up to what you were expecting.
Well, just the boss fight, because the ending is amazing. Yeah. With the ending with the dog is because you're like, I know,
and then he walks away with the dog, and the movie could have ended, and that could
exactly, and then that's where the comparison for Bourne again, the same thing. It could have ended there. Him walking off into the night.
But Wick made money. Equalizer made more money.
Yes.
But Wick was made on a lower budget. Yeah. So technically, in the end...
Evens. I think it's probably about the same.
I think it's probably the same.
Probably about the same. Yeah. However, it's the feedback for John Wick. Yeah. Because, like I said, like...
It got a huge fan following.
Well...
All these young people are finally realizing Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
We're talking kids that were born in the late 90s. They weren't
around
for the Matrix and Speed and Point Break.
They might have been around for the Matrix if they're born in the 90s.
They'd be young, though.
Still.
Not watching it, probably.
Yeah, still. But even for me, it was just, it's one of those where I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Because everything in this, it's fleshed out.
Yeah.
Everything is thought about. It's like there's a purpose to every single thing in this movie. And you don't see that very often. Mm-hmm. Especially in action movies. You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
You see that, like I said, The Matrix. You saw that in The Matrix. Mm-hmm. You saw that in the Bourne movies. You saw that in the good Daniel Craig Bond movies.
Every second movie.
Yeah. Exactly. You see that in the last stretch of the Mission Impossible movies. Mm-hmm. But like I was saying, now because we had so much of the Bourne Identity stuff. Now we're seeing John Wick's influence in other movies. Like, you're seeing long shots. Well, we saw them in Mission Impossible, the most recent one, Fallout. Mm-hmm. Long shots.
Do you think that was due to John Wick?
I think it had something to do with John Wick. Yes,
yeah.
Very much so. Because even in Rogue Nation, you saw more wide shots. Less...
I feel like Tom Cruise is really good at looking at what's popular right
now.
And
you've said that before,
too. I like that. I'm going to try that.
Exactly, but I feel like it's kind of the same idea with GoldenEye and Casino Royale and Skyfall, where they took the best parts of the Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy type of action style, mm-hmm. and even that sort of gritty, back to basics type concept, and then just made Bond around it, and made it really, really good. Yeah. Sure, the writer's strike was a problem for Quantum of Solace. That was a big problem. But like I said, they went too far into the Bourne-like stuff, mm-hmm. where it felt less like a Bond movie. Yep. But then you get Skyfall, and now you've got Skyfall, which is a mash of James Bond, the Bourne movies, and The Dark Knight.
Yep.
And it just was amazing. So I think you're right with Tom Cruise, where he's looking at it and goes, okay, all right, because like every one of his Mission Impossible movies are almost like a snap of that time period, mm-hmm. but like almost the best of that time period. Like, even though I don't look at Mission Impossible 2 as fondly as I did, it's very much the best of that style of movie in that time period. So you're very right.
John Woo, I want to give this guy a shot.
Yeah.
And I think I like it. Tom Cruise is going, what's popular right now because I want to make a lot of money off my next movie. Tom Cruise loves movies.
Yes, exactly.
He sees a movie, he goes, what's popular? Oh, this. And he'll watch it and he'll go, oh, that's awesome.
I feel like not only does he watch that, but he will say, okay, but what are the movies that influence that? Mm-hmm. And then watch those.
And he'll go back.
I feel like he
would.
Does his homework.
He does.
It's like when I started getting into drums. Mm-hmm. I started looking at Trey Cool and Dave Grohl and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, these guys are good, and then I really like them. And then it was when I got into high school, it was Pantera, and I was like, I really loved Vinnie Paul on the drums, rest in peace. But in an interview, he goes, I just wanted to be like Neil Peart mm-hmm. from Rush, and then I was like, okay, checked out Neil Peart from Rush, and Neil Peart was like, I just wanted to be like Buddy Rich. Yep. So, checked out Buddy Rich. And then, like, from there, you start looking at all the drummers in that era, so, like, Gene Krupa and stuff like that. So now I look at it and go, like, fuck, I should do that more often. And just study and study and study. But I feel that way about Tom Cruise. So I think, it has a lot to do with John Wick. I think it also has a lot to do with him being a fan. Mm-hmm. And just kind of taking it and doing his own spin on it.
Yep.
Because I don't feel like he's copying by any means. Just like I didn't feel like Casino Royale or Batman Begins were copying. They had people that were like, this works, let's do this with that. Anyway, I don't have anything else to say about John Wick.
I'm on John Wick too.
Other than it's fucking amazing.